Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. It's Wednesday. It is day one of the National. And I went. It was amazing. I was only there for like, 2.5 hours, maybe 3:30 to 6 o'clock. It's massive, you guys. I think I spent about a day and a half at the Atlantic City National last year. I think I managed to hit everything at that show. I was at least close. And there's no way you can hit everything in this show in a day and a half. I was shocked at the size, the volume of cards. It was shocking. And I picked up 3 cards today, and I'm going to show those to you at the end of this video. But I want to talk a little bit about the things that I saw. And I'm going to put up some videos here. They may not all line up with what I'm talking about, but I'll do my best. So, first of all, I want to say I was wrong last night in my video about the eBay authentication rule. Many people told me I was wrong, but only 2 people pointed out why I was wrong and how it worked. And so I appreciate Alexander was one of them, and I don't remember the other. I'm very sorry. But they explained that it can't be returned. And part of my issue was that the no return policy of that seller negated the authentication. And the eBay authentication policy seems to say that, and it does say that. But then people said to me, you don't need to return it because the authentication program will return it for you. If it's never in your hand, if it's never in your possession, there's no need for returns. And that makes a lot of sense. And I appreciate that explanation. So I was there for 2.5 hours or so today. I will be there most of the day tomorrow, and then I'll be at the YouTube get-together tomorrow night. I walked around a lot today. I was up at 2:45 this morning local time, 3:45 my time at home. 2:45, I flew, couldn't sleep on the plane, couldn't sleep in my room when I got here. It's been a long day. The variety in this show is crazy, and I was really surprised at how many tables are loaded with like 5-cent boxes and 10-cent boxes. I don't know how much it costs for a table, but it seems to me like that's not a great way to spend your table space. But I'm not a dealer, so I don't really know, and I'm certainly no expert. Lots of vintage, and I was actually really impressed with the vintage, the pre-war. There's plenty of modern too. No matter what you're after, it's going to be here. And there was a lot of vintage, and I was looking for Ted Williams and Carl Yastrzemski's and mid-50s Jackie Robinsons. I almost pulled the trigger on a Pistol Pete Maravich rookie card, and I said before coming, I'm not going to buy any basketball cards unless they are iconic vintage cards. And that's one of the cards that I would target, is the Pistol Pete card. And he had it priced, it was a PSA 2, and he had it priced at $250, and I said, I was thinking $200, and he said, no, $250. And what I've been focused on is sticking with my guns and not falling in love with the card. You can get that card anywhere. It's not rare, especially in a PSA 2 condition. And so I turned away a lot of offers and dealers who said, make me an offer, and I would make them an offer, and they would say no, and they would try to come down on their side a little bit, and I would say, no, I'm sticking with my offer. And I would walk away, and it felt good. I'm getting better at this. There was this table with some old-timey memorabilia. There were really old bats. There were some ice skates, old balls, just all kinds of really cool stuff. You can see this stuff all over the place. And I'll have much more video tomorrow because I'll be there for a lot longer than 2.5 hours. There were a couple of tables, and I'll post a couple videos here with just some unbelievable, not really unbelievable. The whole table itself was unbelievable, just with all kinds of autographs all over. Hall of Famers, GOATs on iconic cards, rookie cards, autographs galore. And autographs are my jam. A couple tables with ungraded Perez Steel stuff, and usually you see those graded. One guy had a Yaz card graded a 8, I think, and he had it priced at $95, and he was a super nice guy. And I said, yeah, I really want that, but I wouldn't go above 75. And he said, nope, I wouldn't go below 90. And I said, okay, that's fair, I totally understand. And we agreed to part ways. They also had Shoeless Joe's last ticket in a Cleveland uniform from 1915. I think he left Cleveland midway through 1915. So I thought that was a nice relic, a piece of American history. That ticket is 108 years old. Pretty awesome PSA slab. There was a table that had 5 or 6 1952 Topps Mickey Mantles. And I took a video of that, as you can see here, and then underneath it, what I didn't notice until after I'd finished filming and somebody had taken my spot, is that those cards right underneath them are 51 Bowman Mantles, many in SGC slabs, if I remember correctly. So that was amazing, and I think some of the 52s were priced at like 6 figures, or at least one of them was 125,000, I think. Speaking of mantles, the SGC 9 that Heritage has was there. I saw that. I was actually booking it out, trying to leave, when I spotted it, and I was like, oh, gotta take a quick video of this. There was another display with the original Jordan 1 sneakers in the red and black, and then in the same display right underneath it is a Hulk Hogan Nintendo cartridge signed, I think in yellow, by Hulk Hogan, which I just thought was really cool. It's a classic NES cartridge with a really neat autograph on it. Full sets of 56 and 57 Topps baseball, which I thought were cool. It even said it has the variations on there, so pretty neat stuff. This one I thought was cool, and I know Rob Sagati of Commenting Collector channel will probably like this too. A lot of pop culture cards, some vintage, some 80s, all autographed, or many of them autographed, like Alf was autographed by the guy who played Alf, Paul Fusco, I think it was, if I remember correctly. It's here on the screen anyway. So the cards I bought, picked up another card for my PSA run of Carl Yastrzemski's base Topps card. It's a 68 Topps Nearman 7, and here's where the benefit of my spreadsheet comes in. I didn't have to go look up comps on this card. I had it already set where a good price on this was $75, or at least that's what I felt. And he had it priced at $80, and I didn't want to pay $75 or even $70. So I said, would you take $60 on it? And he paused and he looked at me and he said, you know, I'd normally counter at $70 and we'd probably agree on $70, but you asked me so nicely for $60 that I'm going to say yes to $60. And I said, oh, well, thank you. And he said, yeah, you know, we get a lot of people just coming at us so aggressively with offers, and they're so rude. So there's a little lesson for you, a successful lesson. Just be nice. I'm always nice, almost. So got another Yaz for my PC. And then I'm doing the Mike Payne top cards of the 80s on PSA, and I picked up this Smoltz PSA 10, 1989 Star Rookie Upper Deck for next to nothing. I think I paid $30 for this PSA 10. So that's cool. And then I looked at so many 54, 55, 56 Jackie Robinsons. Didn't pull the trigger on any of them. I made offers on quite a few, and you know, we were pretty close, but I wasn't willing to budge and they weren't willing to budge. And I was also looking at a lot of Ted Williams 1950s. My goal is to collect all of his tops from the 1950s and his Bowman eventually. And so I was looking at this 55, and I had it priced right around $200 at a 2, or maybe it was like one. I think I had it priced at $175 or $180 for a 2, and this was a 2.5, and he had it priced at $250, and I said I'd do $200, and he said nope, $250. I'm from the Northeast, and he sells well in the Northeast. I'll just take him back to a show. And I said, oh, I'm from the Northeast too. I'm from Maine. And he said, really? I said, yeah, I've lived in Maine my whole life. And he's like, all right, $200, it's yours. So I thought that was really awesome, coming to a nice agreement on a 55 Topps Ted Williams, which I'm really happy with that. Hoping to come back with a lot more Card Smart. Make sure you're subscribed. I also went through the corporate booths because they have a lot of really cool stuff. And I didn't see a ton of really cool stuff, but I did see one. I might do a video on it tomorrow just to show what they're doing at one of these booths, even though I want to win. But I think I'm unlikely to win, and I'd like one of you guys to win too. It's a big contest, and it's open. I think I'll have to read the documentation. I pulled it up. I'll have to read it and make sure you don't have to be at the national. But all right, let me know, what is your favorite of these 3 cards I picked up? What did you see on here that you would have liked to have bought yourself? Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with more videos.